glad you're with us. Mother's Day action on the show. It's the Minnesota Twins and the Toronto Blue Jays. First pitch coming at you right after the break. Just about to get underway and getting the start. Number 29. What do we have on him?
Well, he brings into this one an excellent strikeout to walk ratio on the season. And when you consider the amount of swings and misses that he gets and the fact that he's not issuing free passes, that's going to make him more economical in his pitch count, allow him to move into the middle and deeper part of ball games. So we'll see if that remains true in this one.
This is Willie Castro. Swing and a miss as he was late that time. And strike two.
Just a bit late on that 0-1 breaking ball. 0-2 hole now. He's going to have to shorten up, tighten things up if he's going to have a good at bat.
Swings through it, and that's a strikeout.
Well, that's the effect of the splitter that you're looking for on the mound. Really nice pitch right there, and had him out in front over the top. I'm sure the batter was thinking he was getting something else, perhaps a fastball a little more straight and velo to it.
Jose Miranda, the next Twin up to hit. There's a strike.
No ball. One strike.
One down, base is empty. Comes up empty. That's strike two.
Oh, it's him.
Got him looking for the strikeout. Clipped the bottom of the zone with a curve for strike three.
Man, he had the stanky leg on that one right there. That curveball just locked him up.
Two outs, base is empty. Royce Lewis, the next Twin up to hit. Bounced out to short. Bichette on to first, and the Twins go 1-2-3. Nothing doing here for the Twins, and now the Blue Jays will get their initial shot. No score. You're watching Major League Baseball on the show. Back here with my pal Siggy, and on the hill here today, Joe Ryan. Tell us about him in that sub-3 ERA, Siggy.
Well, anytime you can keep your ERA under 3, you're doing a lot of things right, and you're putting your team in a position to win a lot of ball games as well. And he's doing tremendous out there on the mound. Every time he gets the ball, you expect him to go out there and dominate, and that's what he's been to this point. We'll see how he is today.
Ready to go for the last half of the inning. And now for the Jays, Bo Bichette. Ripped to third and caught. All right, let's take a look at the lineup. Coming off a big one in their game yesterday, Spencer Horwitz.
And he's become one of the top stories around the league, and rightfully so, Boog. He's approaching 30 straight games with a hit, man. That's just crazy. So his at-bats are pretty much can't-miss stuff right now.
Now the number 2 hitter. For Joe Ryan, the journey's so interesting when you think of a guy who started his college career at Cal State Northridge and then ultimately transferred to a Division II school, Cal State Stanislaus. And there's a rocket into the outfield. Wow, it ends up being just a one-out single.
That is the designated hitter.
Here's Vladimir Guerrero Jr. There's a buzz in the stadium every time he comes to the plate as he tries to. There's a swing and a drive. And gone. That's worth the price of admission. Home run number 75 on the year. It's 2-0. He ambushed him right there, Siggy.
Yeah, swinging on that first pitch, and I think losing one over the fence is exactly what he had in mind as well. With the low 90s fastball, you have to live on the edges and hit your spots. If you don't, you'll be hit hard. Really good swing there. Patient, waited for it. It was like BP all over again.
And the batter now, Spencer Horwitz. And there's a fly ball deep right field. Bangs off the wall. And he starts his afternoon off right with a double. And that extends his hitting streak yet again. This is starting to get pretty interesting, Singy.
Yeah, and the way he's going, it seems like there's no end in sight. This is a guy that no pitcher wants to face right now, especially with runners on base. I mean, he's doing all the little things right, and it just seems like he's in cruise control at the plate.
Down the third baseman, Ernie Clement. A 5-hit ball game yesterday, so we'll see how he backs it up here. Puts it in the air out towards left center. Makes the grab on the run. 2 away.
Batting sixth, the catcher, Alejandro.
And next for Toronto, Alejandro Kirk.
And every at-bat's a big one for him now as he looks to keep this amazing hitting streak going.
Ripped to short. Slings it across. That ends the inning, and they limit the damage. The Jays get a pair on this homer. And it's 2-zip. It's Major League Baseball, and it's on the show. Back here at Rogers Center, here's the veteran outfielder, Byron Buxton.
Byron Buxton.
The pitch.
So after scoring runs, this is where you're looking for that shutdown inning. Get that hot team back in there to swing the bats.
Swing, and that ball smashed on a line. Catches, stumbles, hangs on.
Well, just an excellent job to track that one down. That was a tough play, and he tried to stay on his feet, not wanting to dive and maybe have it go by him, but the lunge at the end kind of sent him barrel rolling. Great effort, though, and a nice job to hang on to the ball throughout the catch.
And now, Matt Wallmer, and a base hit. So they get a man aboard with a 1-out single.
Went up there looking to be aggressive and got something he could handle. I could watch base hits like that one all day long, and so could every hitting coach in the league. Just a nice line drive into center field.
And a pop-up, right side, foul territory. Sizes this one up. And it's caught for the out.
Got the pitch that he wanted, just a little bit quick. Front shoulder open, backside collapsed a little bit, and the launch angle not where he needed it to be.
Ryan Jeffers at the plate. Jeffers, 26 years old, and he was a second-round pick back in 2018.
Well, strike one is so critical in a bat like this with a real threat at the plate looking to do damage.
Right side, Horwitz. Slings to first, and that is that. One left for Minnesota. They trail it here 2-0. Bottom of the inning. And now for the Jays, George Springer. Ryan back to work. And he swings and lifts one to deep center field. Buxton going back. Bounces off the wall as he makes a great grab.
Outstanding catch right there, and I love the commitment that he showed. He knew that the wall was close, but was determined to make that catch, and a nice calculation of just how much room he had to try to minimize that contact.
Line drive. And it's into the gap. So a man aboard now with one away.
Batting ninth.
And with every hit that extends his streak, he climbs higher on the all-time list. Rarely has anyone gone this far.
Yeah, Boog, 30 is about as far as most guys can take it, and he's just blown by that mark. And now it actually looks like 40 might be in play. I'll tell you this, as a hitter, it's so hard to not let that weigh on you. Every game you're going out there trying to get it out of the way.
Oh, now this is blasted. Way back there. On its way. Gone. A gigantic blast. That's his 4th home run of the series. And they add to their lead. It's 4-0. And that's his 5th straight game leaving the yard.
And Boog, if he goes a game or two without hitting a home run, he's going to feel like he's going to get sent down to the minor leagues. Want to see a hitter aggressive on the first pitch of an at-bat. You watch it from the on-deck circle, so when you step in the box, you're ready to pull the trigger wherever it's at. Really good job by the hitter. Total conviction on that swing.
Back to the top of the lineup. Bichette up to the dish. That one fouled off. Towards right center field. Base hit.
And that hit carries a little extra meaning, Boog. It keeps his hitting streak going. He is dialed in at the dish right now.
I don't think there's a more confident hitter in all of baseball right now. Looks like he's expecting a knock every time he steps to the plate. Man at first, and here's the first baseman. Hard grounder into the outfield for a knock. They fired in quickly, so it's first and second with only one away. Well, Singy, he is locked in there.
Well, he's really slowed the game down, and it's like he's moving in full speed, and everybody is a step or two behind. The way that he squared up that baseball tells me that he is seeing it like a beach ball.
Now it's belted deep to left, way out of here. Home run. His second home run of the game, and they tack on 3. It's 7-0. He sent the first pitch over the wall.
Must have dinner reservations because he wasn't wasting any time at the plate in that at-bat.
Manager out of the dugout now, and it looks like we'll see a change on the mound. Joe Ryan won't go any further, and this is one he'd like to forget. Back with a new arm after this. On the mound now for the Twins, number 68.
Well, he's been hit pretty hard at times this season, as you see with the big ERA. So this is an important outing for him to get on the right track.
Base is empty, one away. Spencer Horwitz next up for the Blue Jays. That one the other way. Wallner snags it for the second out.
Man, that's one of those at-bats where you have to remind yourself it's about the process. He did everything right there. Nothing to show for it, but in your mind, you have to convince yourself that it was a very good at-bat.
That's hard hit on the line. Buxton flashes the leather on the running catch. But 2 round trippers in this inning. The long ball was working. It's now 7-0. You're watching Major League Baseball on the show. On to the third inning. Here's the veteran first baseman, Max Kepler.
Clearly down in this ball game, and you can't look at the deficit and try to get it all back in one swing. It's got to come one at bat at a time, and even shrink it down smaller, pitch to pitch. Make that guy on the mound work to get you out. right there does a great job of staying in the big part of the field. Man, there are a lot of hits there.
And next for Minnesota, Edouard Julien. A bit behind with that swing. It's strike one. Comes up empty.
Well, there's a certain point where you have to commit to what you think you see, and he guessed wrong right there. Nasty slider with just terrific bite at the end.
Waves at the bender for the strikeout.
Well, that's such a critical pitch in terms of execution right there. The pitcher has to finish it. Otherwise, probably gets hit pretty hard. If you leave that out over the plate or you don't get it down enough, quickly turns into something that gets smoked. But if you can place it where he did, it's a really deceptive pitch.
Castro in the box with one away as he takes ball one. Wide throw, and it gets away.
A potential double play ball hit to first is probably the toughest one to execute cleanly. That first baseman has got a very tough throwing lane to deal with because of the runner headed to second base, and a lot of times guys try to throw over or around the runner, which can really mess up a throw like that. Still, definitely an error, though.
Miranda in the box now. No balls and a strike. And a pitch. That's a strike. 0-2.
Man, this guy's got a great feel for his breaking ball today.
This one in the air. Puts it away for the out. 2 down.
Oh, that's a frustrating at bat right there. Big opportunity and just missed it. I know he wanted to do some damage. Next guy will have to pick him up.
Here's Royce Lewis. Grounded out his first time.
And this is a big opportunity for him to pick up his teammate right here.
Breaking ball in there for a strike.
0-1.
On the ground, right side. He takes it himself to the bag, and that'll do it. Twins strand a pair. They continue to trail 7-0. And we're back. Leading off, Alejandro Kirk.
The catcher, Alejandro.
The pitch. That one is absolutely belted. And it hits the base of the wall. Around first and hustling for second. The relay. The throw is offline. He's got a leadoff double. And that'll keep his hitting streak alive. He's reaching heights that very few players ever had.
Yeah, when you're over the 30-game mark and showing no signs of slowing down, that's when the baseball world starts to get a little excited. This has become the story in the league right now. You start checking off the days until the next benchmark. 40.
Hammered, base hit. Throw quickly into third. They're at the corners now to start the inning. And with every hit that extends his streak, he climbs higher on the all-time list. Rarely has anyone gone this far.
Yeah, Boog, 30 is about as far as most guys can take it, and he's just blown by that mark, and now it actually looks like 40 might be in play. I'll tell you this, as a hitter, it's so hard to not let that weigh on you. Every game you're going out there trying to get it out of the way as soon as possible so that you can focus on the game. Makes it a little tough to relax at the plate.
Here comes the 0-1. That's a base hit. Run scores.
Stringing them together, that's 3 hits in a row. Nice line drive to the pull side right there, but he didn't spin off of it. That's the key. You still have to extend through the baseball in order to hit a line drive like that.
Next to hit, Dalton Varsho. He's already homered in this game. You talk about elite defensive players, especially in the middle of the diamond, and this guy is at the top of the list.
Yeah, we go beyond just the fielding percentage and what it looks like, but the ability to have range. And close holes that, are normally there against an average defender. But this guy is special, and you can see it in his first step quickness.
Here comes a pitch. Drilled to right, way back there, and that is gone. A massive home run. He's done it again. His second homer of the game, and they add on. It's 11-0. That's their fourth home run of the game.
They can't stop, and they won't stop hitting home runs in this one, Boog. They're clearly feeding off of each other at the dish.
For the Twins, number 95.
And he's had his struggles so far this year, as you can see the inflated ERA. Looking to bring that down a little bit right here.
Bo Bichette gets a chance to hit. Pulls that one foul.
Boog, and the one thing about that is speed never goes in a slump, and defense shouldn't either. Hitting wise, you can struggle, you can lose your mechanics, but the thing that you can do consistently every single game is play great defense if you're talented in that way, and this is what this guy does.
Ripped on a line. Wallner makes the grab, one down.
It was all over that fastball right there. I'll tell you what, if he gets under it just by a fraction of an inch or a little bit more, that's way back.
Next is the speedy first baseman. Swing and a ball lifted left field. Wallner pulls it down, and there's two gone.
Hey, man, 4 pitches, 2 outs. That is an excellent pace.
2 outs, bases empty. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. next up for the Blue Jays. On a line out towards center. And he makes the catch. And that's the inning. But 4 runs score in the inning. 3 coming right here on the 3-run homer. On to inning number 4. You're dialed into the show.
Can never be like me. Yeah, I push until I bleed. And I keep it so 100, not afraid to show my teeth. You can never be like me. Yeah, I push until I bleed. And I keep it so 100. Yeah, I got some enemies.
All set for the start of the inning. Here's Byron Buxton. Singy, you got to appreciate a guy who's this good defensively. I mean, watching him track balls in the outfield, it is beautiful. Now a pop-up on the infield. Clement drifts towards it, makes the catch for the out.
When you look at the ability to save runs defensively, but then also put runs up on the scoreboard, that's the kind of player that every championship team needs to have.
Now the left fielder, Matt Wallner, and he's already singled in this game. And that's a base hit.
Couple of hits in a row for him here. Anytime you rip a line drive the other way, you feel really good about what you did at the plate. You trusted your hands, you let the ball travel, and you took the barrel straight to it. That's great work right there.
Boots it. Flips it behind his back. He is safe. And he beats the throw by a whisker. So 1 out with 2 aboard. And now for the Twins, Ryan Jeffers. That one finds the zone. 0-1. This to third. And he grabs it in foul ground. 2 on, 1 out. Foul ball still 0-2. And down on strikes. 2 down.
Well, Boog, it becomes pretty difficult as a teammate when a guy's struggling like this. You don't know if you want to go up and tell him to keep swinging it or if you want to give him his space, what exactly he needs. But right now, it's clearly a struggle for him, and you're just hoping that somehow, some way it'll click, and he can get out of this as quickly as possible.
Foul ball. First and second, 2 down. Here in the third and final game of the series. Swing and a liner foul off to the right. And down on strikes he goes, and that is that.
A couple of strikeouts with runners on. Sometimes you got to really bear down, and he did just that. Nice job of getting out of the jam and out of the inning.
And welcome back to the ballpark. Now it's the second baseman, Spencer Horwitz. The wind of the pitch. Rips that one to right. And a quick out, number 1.
Now third baseman,
And the batter now, Ernie Clement. It's interesting, he plays kind of a power spot defensively, but runs pretty well. So when you're looking at that position, you're not expecting someone that has maybe above average speed, but he does. And makes the grab. 2 down.
now batting, catcher,
Alejandro Kirk next up for the Blue Jays. 1 for 2. Ripped to third, but handled, and that'll end the inning. Nothing doing for the Blue Jays, but they still lead it 11-0. Back now in Toronto. Top 5, John Sciambi with Chris Singleton. And leading it off, Edouard Julien. The wind to kick the pitch. Strike 1. Julien, 24 years old, and he's driven in double-digit runs over his last 10 games. Swing and a miss. That's strike 2. The wind and the pitch. Going to count 1 and 2.
0-2 count. You got the opportunity to expand the zone. Could get the chase there. Let's see what he comes back with next.
Bounce to the right side. Takes it himself. 1 up, 1 down.
now batting, shortstop, Willie Castro.
Willie Castro getting ready to hit. Swing and a miss. Going 1.
If I'm at the dish right now, I am aggressive over the heart of the plate. This guy's been filling up the strike zone, so you know you're going to get a good pitch to hit. And as nasty as the stuff is, you might as well take all 3 swings. Couldn't have timed it up any better than that. Other than ripping one into the gap or blasting one over the wall, there aren't a whole lot of hits that are more satisfying than a nice line drive into center field. So that definitely felt good.
Miranda now in the box, comes up empty with a swing there. The Twins with a lot of ground to make up. And we're at the top of the 5th. And that one fouled off. Gets a piece, and it stays 0-2. On the ground to third. Clement throws to first in time.
The batter, the third baseman, Royce.
So up next for Minnesota, Royce Lewis. Got it started a little too early. Strike 1.
These hitters have been very aggressive early in the count, but when you're down, you might want to be a little more patient, take some pitches, see if you can extend those at-bats and get some base runners on.
Up the middle, that's a base hit. Coming home. He'll score. It's 11-1.
The batter, the center fielder, Byron Buxton.
2 outs, runner at first. Byron Buxton digs in now. On the ground. Clement over to first. And that is the inning. A run on 2 hits, and they leave 1. Last half of the 5th coming up. Jays 11 and the Twins 1. Back here at Rogers Center, here's George Springer.
The right fielder, George Springer.
Pitch. That one down the line, and foul ball.
Well, these Blue Jays, simply put, are producing a lot of quality swings. Everything seems to be clicking, and the 6 extra base hits in the game kind of tells you everything you need to know. They're not getting fooled up there at all. Another multi-hit game for him. He's been really hot lately. Got a fastball, middle of the plate, jumped all over it. Absolutely smoked that ball.
So, man aboard, Addison Barger next up for the Blue Jays. Crushed to right. This one's got a chance. Out of here. Home run. That was blasted to the moon. His 6th of the series, and they add a pair. It's 13-1. And the streak is alive. He's homered now in 7 straight.
Who does this guy think he is? Joey Votto or something? Man, that's ridiculous. That's exactly the pitch he was looking for. Crushes it and hits it out of the ballpark.
So digging in, Dalton Varsho. Lined, and that's a base hit. And that turns the lineup over.
Well, that started and ended pretty quickly. No messing around right there. Absolutely smoked that baseball. What a swing. Sent it out way faster than it came in, of course. 113 off the bat, and no matter where you hit it at that speed, it's tough to make a play on.
Now here is swings here and blasts one left field. It bangs off the wall. Throw comes in. Runner stopped. 2nd and 3rd. Nobody out. And he's got a double. And now the first baseman. Swung on, belted. That's back there. That one felt good. Home run number 20 on the year, and they add to the lead. It's 16-1. Listen to these fans.
This place is absolutely buzzing right now. You can feel the energy all the way up here in our broadcast booth. That's an impressive swing of the bat to go over the wall to the opposite field gap. But there are a lot of guys that just don't have it.
On the mound now for the Twins, Jorge Alcala.
Number 66.
And now, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Lifted to left center, way back there, and that is gone. They go back to back. That's his third home run of the game. It's 17-1. Singing the ball is jumping off his bat.
Yes, it is. Tons of loud contact. Man, it's been impressive. He's putting on quite the show at the dish here in this one, and he's just so locked in with this swing, and he's just not missing right now. 3-homer game, man, it's so special. And I tell you what, it's a lot of fun watching him pull it off as well.
So up next for Toronto, Spencer Horwitz. Well struck right field. That one hops against the fence. In safely with a double, his second of the day.
With that fastball, even though it's high velocity, you've got to live on the outer edges. When it's right on a tee, right down the middle, professional hitters are not going to have a problem turning it around.
Ernie Clement now at the plate. And that one is lifted in the air. Buxton moves under it. Makes the catch. And there's one down.
Now batting, catcher, Alejandro.
Here's the Toronto catcher, Alejandro Kirk. 1 for 3. Swinging a foul straight back.
Power relievers one after another coming out of the bullpen these days. Got to be ready for that first pitch heater.
Liner, base hit. Stop sign goes up at third. Runners at the corners with 1 out. And it'll be George Springer to step to the plate. And that one hammered. That's back there. To the warning track, makes the catch.
Typically not easy to go deep to center field, but he almost did right there, and got a little hope for the win, just not enough.
Addison Barger, the next to hit. 3 for 3, 2 singles and a homer. That's a base hit as a run scores. And his hot hitting continues.
They kept him in the yard that time, but all he's doing now is passing the baton, and everything seems to get started around this guy.
Dalton Varsho next up for the Blue Jays. 3 for 3 with a pair of home runs and a single. This one drilled to left. No doubt about it as they add on more. And he's gone yard again. Make that 4 homers in the inning. It's 21-1.
He's been so difficult to pitch against lately. It seems like no matter how you attack him, he finds a way to punish you. That's the exact definition of hitting the ball where it's pitched, taking that outside fastball and driving it the opposite way out of the ballpark. You want to follow that type of approach.
Cole Sands comes on now. So the lineup flips over. Bo Bichette getting ready to hit. Drilled out towards left center field. That's well struck. It one hops off the wall. Should be extra bases. Safe at second with a double. Third hit for him this afternoon.
He was all over that one. Pretty much just a textbook double into the gap. And when you can drop one in there between the outfielders, you know you're making the turn at first. Just an excellent swing.
And here's the first baseman. He's already homered here in this one. Line drive, and that should be extra bases. Bichette around third and headed home. He scores, and they extend their lead. And he's got a double, his fourth hit.
Wastes no time there. Nice job of driving that pitch the other way on a line. You know, hitters, they take so many reps in the cages working on going to the opposite field, and it doesn't always translate into the game, but right there it did, and he did it perfectly.
So 2 down. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. next up for the Blue Jays. Swing and a ball ripped out towards right center field. That'll touch down for a hit. Runner from second crosses the plate, and the lead continues to grow. Not in time, it's a double.
Everything came together for him. Pretty much a model swing on that one as he ripped it into the opposite field gap, and I'm sure he's going to be watching that one back on video because that's the kind of swing you want to call. So many positives that led to that knock.
Spencer Horwitz next up for the Blue Jays. And first offering is fouled off. Man at second. Now a screamer into the outfield. No trouble here. Puts it away for the out. And that is that. But not before 12 men cross the plate here as they really break this game.